tell me a little bit about where you're from.
Yeah, so my hometown is Gardner, Kansas, which is a small town about 30 or 45 minutes outside of Kansas City, located in Johnson County in eastern Kansas.
Okay, so now that I know where you're from, tell me a little bit about your family history.
So I'm a third generation in Gardner. My grandparents owned a farm there for a really long time. They actually just got rid of it when I came to college. So me and my parents now are just living on the outskirts of town in an apartment, kind of downsized. And my grandparents have moved to a smaller town just south of us. So.
Tell me about Gardner and what makes your town unique.
So for one, the two trails, the California and the Santa Fe Trail, actually divide in Gardner, which is super cool. And also, in 1850s, there were some Missourians called bushwhackers who actually raided Gardner because we were pro-anti-slavery and actually destroyed most of the town, but we ended up rebuilding, and here we are today.
What is one fun fact about Gardner?
So like I said, we're in Johnson County, so we're actually the only town really that has any like farmland or grounds, and so we actually host the Johnson County Fair every year, which is kind of funny because we don't really see a lot of Johnson County people that come out. It's usually just Gardner people, but it's super fun. We have carnival, we have fair food, which is always good, livestock shows, and it's just a really great time.
Okay, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Wellington, Kansas, which is a pretty small town located in south central Kansas in Sumner County. It has about 8,000 people, and it's between Wichita and Oklahoma, so about 15 minutes from the border and from Wichita.
Okay, so now that I know where you're from, tell me about your family history.
So my grandparents immigrated up from Mexico, and they ended up settling down in Wellington, Kansas, where they had 8 children, one of which was my dad, and he decided to raise my family there too, and so that's where I was born.
So what makes Wellington unique?
Wellington is actually known as the wheat capital of the world because we produce the most wheat per capita than anywhere else. We take a lot of pride in this because obviously like Kansas is known for its wheat and growing wheat and stuff like that. So we like to celebrate this every year by hosting the annual wheat festival where we celebrate our farmers because there are a ton of farmers in our town that love their wheat and we celebrate them. We all come together as a town to kind of remember like why we do what we do and what makes us so special and unique.
Tell me a fun fact about your hometown.
I actually have 2 really cool facts about Wellington. The first is that the first football game played under stadium lights in the United States was played in Wellington at the field that we still currently hold our football games. So I think that's pretty cool. And then another really cool fact is that Wellington was actually set to grow larger in terms of like population and growth than Wichita due to the railroad being there. But in the late 1800s, a tornado came through and destroyed like half to 3/4 of the town. And they were never able to rebuild to that growth. But a Native American came, legend has it that a Native American came and blessed the town, saying that no other tornadoes would ever come to harm the town, and since then it has never been touched by a tornado.
Okay, so tell me about where you're from.
I'm from Lindsborg, Kansas. It's in central Kansas, about 20 miles south of Salina.
Okay, now that I know where you're from, tell me a little bit about Lindsborg.
Lindsborg is a town of about 3,500 people, founded in 1864 by Swedish immigrants. It has a really rich Swedish heritage as well as music and the arts, and it's kind of has a lot of different activities, festivals, etc., kind of founded around those ideas, Swedish heritage, music and the arts, and kind of a lot of things within that area. And we're really proud of kind of that rich history and that connection to Swedish heritage that's really made Lindsborg what it is.
Okay, what is one unique thing about Lindsborg?
Lindsborg has, like I said, a lot of different festivals that go on. For instance, we celebrate Midsummer's in the summer, do a St. Lucia and kind of Christmas festival in the winter, and every other year we do a festival that's really unique to Lindsborg called Killingsfest, where we celebrate the Swedish history and heritage that has made Lindsborg what it is, and that involves a lot of folk dancing, foods, arts, etc., and it's kind of a really neat celebration. It draws in a lot of people to Lindsborg and drives a lot of our tourism in the town. In fact, a few years ago, even Mikhail Gorbachev, the former leader of the Soviet Union, came, and that was a really cool memory. He has a picture wearing our old Stuga, which is the bar in town, t-shirt. And so just a lot of different people come to Lindsborg for festivals like Killingsfest, and there's a lot of neat memories associated with those.